the motherfucker Tetris and this motherfucker shit, which is Tetris, Columns, Rampage, video game, all this motherfucker shit is the same allegory in this motherfucker shit, where all falls down, and we're gonna break down the actual allegory that's behind it in this motherfucker shit. So let me go ahead and share this screen real quick. So when you see things like, wait a minute before we do that. Damn. Here we go. So when you see things like this, right? What you actually looking at? You know what I'm saying? What are you actually looking at? What you're actually looking at is blocks being put. Right now, what's the objective of the game? To put the blocks in the right places. And if you don't, what are they going to do? They're going to stack up, and what's going to happen? You're going to lose. It's going to crash down because you didn't solidify the blocks. Right now, look, we're gonna get into what this actually means. We're going to get into all what this actually means. All this little global ritual and spell the Masons got y'all practicing that y'all secretly be doing what they want you to do without knowing it. So they get the energy and still become rich and shit like that, while you somewhere getting your mind programmed and don't even know it. But you live in society the way how they got you. You know what I'm saying? Also with this right here. Tetris. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Just like this right here. See? And look, these is building that's already built up. But look, Rampage, these is allegories. These is allegories to show you that who's in rulership. So based upon them being the global beast, they could come to shut down y'all business anytime, anything. Or this is another allegory of your beastly natures destroying. And what I tell y'all beastly natures is y'all desires. So your beastly natures is correlated to you having flunked out low ass, animalistic ass, men and women ass thoughts and feelings. Right. And then for the most part, that destroy buildings. So your beastly natures can destroy organizing, aka the concept of building in general. Right. All right, we're gonna go a little deeper. We're gonna go a little deeper, right? Because that's Tetris, that's Rampage, and then they're taking you in the old school knowledge of this. They're taking you into the old school knowledge of this. Columns. This video game. Where they took it from Kemet and shit like that, and the Berbers and shit. This real Jesus people. Y'all be saying Jesus is this, Chinese, Jesus is Indian, Jesus is black. Y'all flunked out. Jesus is some offspring of a Berber, Egyptian flunked out ass motherfucker. That's Jesus people. But look, check this out, right? Columns, and I'm talking about it as far as that Jew motherfucker. I'm not even talking about like Jesus real or something like that. But look, check this out, right? So it's based upon this right here too. Right? So making sure that the foundation is straight with the man and the woman of the damn pillar in some way, shape, or form to make sure the blocks come down. So the columns is basically Tetris. Columns is the same thing. It's Tetris and this motherfucker shit. Hold on. Wait a minute. All right, yeah. It's the same motherfucking thing. Hold on. So we about to break that down also of the Masonic ritual that they putting on you. Also, it's the same thing as this. It's all watch. We're gonna tie it together. It's all the same thing, just like Mario, Tetris, and all that shit, right? It's all gonna be an allegory to Adam and Eve and the Tower of Babel. Watch. So look, like I said, it's also the same motherfucking thing. If you ain't building right in some way, shape, or form, or if you not protecting your emotions from the beast, right? Then Princess gonna get took over and you ain't gonna win in some way, shape, or form. So it's about structure, having a structured foundation in some way, shape, or form. Which takes us into Rampage, right? Because Rampage is when your emotional state is based on a beast, the desire, it destroy buildings, right? Mario, you need to come up with a better thought. Destroy the beastly nature, Bowser, in order for things to be beautiful. Again, Princess Peach. All right, so that takes us into this. Put on share. Now, this is the ritual that they got y'all practicing out the Bible. I told y'all the Bible is the hardest occult book. You just got to know how to look at it to know what because every scripture is even all the way down to and God said, let there be light. That's an allegory to you saying you having an imagination. So when you sit back and have an imagination, boom, that's you. I got this ritual and spell on my channel. You could go to it, but how to do the little ceremony, but you could do it in your mind also. And when you let there be light, practice the ritual and spell that the Jewish person is practicing in Genesis. When it say and God said the light was good. That's you as a spirit supposed to have an imagination that make you create a thought or feeling that it's good. So that internal light, right, is good. You're practicing the witchcraft. Y'all spend y'all time throughout the day looking at other books and trying to understand different interpretations of the Bible and stuff like that. And then you get the ritual practice on you. And therefore, you're trying to go prove to other people how God made it light. And your whole day went towards your imaginations being dark. Your imaginations being stressed out. Your imaginations being, oh, I gotta think. I gotta overstress. Oh, I gotta learn this. I gotta reach this so I can get this PhD. Or I gotta get the work on time. So all yo let there be light. You got the witchcraft practice on you. When you say let there be light, it ain't never nothing good. It's how you gonna worry about surviving tomorrow based upon security, safety, shelter, and security. Even if you don't got these things in your life, you're supposed to overread these things and practice these rituals and spells for yourself. And therefore, you don't even have no time to think about when you say let the light be good. You don't even have no time to create no bad light. You know what I'm saying? You be in the ramifications of creating good light and stuff like that. Then you can start separating it. And I told y'all what these things means when you separate the waters and the fire. Fire is your feelings. Waters is your emotions on both sides. And then up and down. You got your clouds. That's your air, your heavens. And you got your earth and the beastly natures that come out of it. That's your earth, right? Now, when you understand it as alchemy, now you starting to see how you're changing fire, water, air, and earth and making it a story and putting meaning behind it. That's the power of the mind. Now, a Jewish person did that before you. If you need help, this is how you use the Bible to practice it as rituals and spells for yourself, because that's what it is. That ain't nothing but what all these things is. Psalms, Kings, Chronicles, Deuteronomy, the first 5 books of the Bible, which is Numbers, Leviticus, Genesis. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfucking contexts and shit like that. But you just have to know how to look at it. That's the thing. You don't know how to look at it. But we do these things every day. Right? But oh shit, what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and pull up this motherfucker shit. So this is what you're actually seeing. Right? This is what you're actually seeing. You're seeing the type when you're playing Tetris or you're playing the video game Rampage, or you're looking at the Mario concept before you build anything, because the Mario concept is a different concept of Adam and Eve. But Adam and Eve, when they started to build, that's how they started to suffer destruction. Adam, the thought, Eve, the feeling, coming together to create a mind state. Depending on where that mind state is in a vibration, is going to bend in on itself and become a fleshly fluid. Then you're going to have to experience the death of that mentality in some way. So that's the actuality, how you actually supposed to look at the Bible and stuff like that. But for the most part, once you start to build from these Cains and Abels and first sons and daughters and things of that nature and tribe of Seths and shit like that, this is where it comes into this, the Tower of Babel. And this takes us into the Tetris columns. You know what I'm saying? Same in the type of individuals you've seen on the column screen on that video game down here. And it takes us down into pillars. You know what I'm saying? When you got 2 sides of something and things of that nature, where you got the land side and you got the water side, right? And then you got the top. This would be the fire, where the light, the big pillar. This would be the small pillar, the moon pillar, the water, the emotions, right? The feelings. So the fire, water, left, right. Then you got the top, the clouds. That represents the heavens, our thoughts, you know what I'm saying? In the temple, right? Where you're supposed to receive the 10 commandments and where you receive things from the opening the canopy and that center keystone and letting things pour down into your life. And then you got the earth, the ground basis, where all your men and women become physical, organs, flesh, desires down here. The built to build off of what you manifested from the mind down to the physical form. So this is deep occult right now. Deep occult. Not even a lot of Masons know this. That's still in these lodges because they don't know no better. They got to go sit down for 7 hours and listen to mainly P. Hall front out ass Tales from the Crypt face. And they still don't know shit. So the only person who reaped the benefits is Manly P. Hall and the people on his level. Nobody else reaped the benefits. Like shit like that. Y'all got you be a flunked out ass Mason or Catholic or something like that. All you did was waste your money being part of a seniority or some or whatever the fuck you call it, and get used for your expertise for free. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But look, check this out, right? So what are you seeing right here? What are you seeing? We're gonna pull up another picture right here, right? Oh shit! What happened? So we're gonna even pull up another Tower of Babylon picture, so we can even get deep, so you understand the allegory, so you don't think this one picture is suiting the reference of it. Here go another picture of it. This might be the same kind of one. Damn, I didn't get the other picture of it, right? But any picture you see is gonna have a narrative and theme behind it, right? Now, if you are spiritual, if you really spiritual and are really into this occult shit and things of that nature, right? You will be able to understand what's happening here. The Tower of Babylon is not about a religious person taking a 2,000-year-old argument and thinking God came down and actually changed our native tongue, our language. They already got the wrong starting point. I already explained how we came into existence and things of that nature, and how you came and how we made these things out of thin air based upon creating an environment, our minds, and that bending in on itself, becoming things at a periodic table and prima materia and things of that nature, and that becoming actual water. Stars are water. So Earth, water didn't land on Earth. Earth got derived out of water in these physical terms that we're contexting it. But stars are water. Water is just a different transition in different atmospheres. So this is what you're actually looking at. Our beastly natures is correlated to our desires. So a woman can become a beast or a demon because our feelings get attached to desires faster. So when I say woman, I'm not talking about females. But since a spirit is in the female organ, that spirit that's androgynous liked it, the energy of the feminine energy a little more on a percentage level than the masculine energy at this particular time that they're living and being born. You got many different lives. You went in many different genders. So no, don't ever get it fucked up. And you still got both genders. I always break this down. If you a spirit in a female body organ, then the mind you liked to create was 60% feminine. But you have to learn how to use 40% masculine. And that 10% that separated it from being 50-50 is because of the organ you choose. You choose the organ that correlate more to the feminine woman energy. Mind, the feeling, woman. So the organ, female, you might have correlated that, but you have both natures, because both natures it takes to create one. 1 + 1 = 3. So that's how you have a trinity: a spirit, a mind, and a body. A soul, a mind, and a body. A soul means individual spirit. A spirit. A is a different term for a point of reference for the first time. Now, so that's how you even it out. It's going to be 10% off, 60% feminine, 40% man, not 50-50. Man means masculine, you know what I'm saying? Or what the other one they call it? Malefic, right? External, because of the organ you got. So the organ you created already put you 10% behind. But technically in the mind, we still can make ourselves 50-50. It's just a little harder because the mind we chose, that's more percentage level on that energy. If you were a spirit in a female body, you chose the woman feminine energy. So the organs kind of sometimes choose more on the 10%, which would be 60 in this case, of feminine. So you have to learn how to use 40. And in spirits in male bodies, it's the other way around. You're 60% malefic, man, thought, but you're 40% feminine. So with uneven, it is the organ you choose to create down here. The one that cater more to the malefic man thought masculine energy, which is the male organ, right? So that one is how you still outweigh yourself to be more 60% masculine, but you still have to formulate how to adjust that 40% of motherfucking feminine energy to balance it out so it can be 50-50 in your own way of being real men and women, real thoughts and feelings to use and express your charismatic gifts through your vessel, your beastly nature, your Bowser, your tree with the snake in it. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, here's the actual allegory of Babylon. When we can't agree with the God language, our God language is before oral tradition, our thoughts and our feelings. So when we can't agree to anything mentally, We cannot build anything because the Tower of Babel is not an actual real place. They might have gave it a location and shit like that. But I always tell y'all, before we start calling geographical locations and male or females, men and women, and giving geographical location names, geographical locations was areas in the body. Israel was considered the head space. Jerusalem was considered the heart space. Even explain this in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Sheol was considered the dick and pussy place. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible. Then we as above, so below, as within, so without. Since it's more spring and summer in Africa, we correlated that to being the head, because that must be the temple of the being we live in, and how they tried to make this allegory. Because this is where it stay hot. Even when you're awake or even when you go to sleep, you still be imagining it. So in your head area, that must be, since in our head area, this is our temple, this our Israel, then Africa must be the land of Israel. You see what I'm saying? That's how they're coming up with these things. The heart space, Jerusalem. So these are Hebrews, below the horizon. Your heart could get you attached to your desires, your emotions, get you attached to love, not seeing things clearly, not seeing things godly in the heavenly temple and things of that nature. So this would be a different part of Africa and stuff like that, and getting more into the Western Hemisphere area, traveling over the waters. Not the real waters. It's esoterically speaking. This is an esoteric book, not a history book, baby. Now, look, check this out. And then if you go all the way to the Antarctica on the land, this is what they're renaming as Sheol in the Bible and the things of that nature. So keep that in mind also. So they're discovering these things after traveling and naming it inside of us, and then after traveling and naming it outside of us first, and then giving you stories and history claims where you come up with faulty arguments saying, wait a minute, from Africa, they didn't discover Antarctica yet and things of that nature. But the whole story of the Bible and Antarctica and all of that as a group, you wouldn't know any of that without a language. So that lets you know whoever created your language is changing the history. You just thought that was a good argument based on your logic of using a bastardized language that they're using it against you in some way, shape, or form. So you'll be like, wait a minute, if they made this Bible way back in Africa, did that mean they didn't discover Antarctica? Yet it took people to discover Antarctica and years later to write books in a language for you to even understand what is in Africa. Do you get what I'm saying? You didn't know nothing about Africa until somebody already discovered Antarctica and things of that nature. Other than that, you flunked out having arguments about somebody keeping the text. Yeah, right. Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, and Mark and all of them is Apocrypha. You dumb as hell. They could come out tomorrow and say they found the new Book of the Dead text somewhere near the new Noah's Ark little boat latches that they found that somehow ain't destroyed, but it was from 4,000 years ago or some shit like that, and then put it in these books. And watch you see all the religious people saying, yep, I told y'all Noah's Ark was real because this general census says here, look, they found where the new cave and they found the new scripture. So this is a true scripture that should be added on. And this is a flunked out ass motherfucker that just created the whole new narrative for you and shit like that to add on to, because they know y'all are in witchcraft. But other than that, boom. So Tower of Babel, right? This means all of our thoughts and feelings, when they can't agree to anything, it's not going to be on sturdy grounds or whatever we're trying to build. So there's going to be the common denominator that you see in all pictures that correlate with the Tower of Babel, a building that's not being built on sturdy grounds. It's always going to be some miscellaneous flunked out ass land that is on. It's always going to be some flunked out ass rooms and houses and places that don't need to be in there and things of that nature. And it's all discombobulated. This area look like it's supposed to be on the ground to let people in. This area right here look like it's supposed to be the rooftop. You see what I'm saying? It's discombobulated. This is when we're all over the place. We can't build on anything if we can't agree to any terms and conditions emotionally. That's what the Tower of Babel means. And if you practice this for yourself, anything that you try to, or when you read this as a true occultist, you know that anything you try to build and organize, you need everyone to be in their position, and you need everyone to structure and play their role. If one ain't as sharp as the other in one area, then that's not needed in that area. So why argue for one position? That's not going to build on anything. So when you're a true occultist, spiritual, you understand what you're reading and you understand how to use it for yourself. Now, if you got the witchcraft practice on you, you somewhere 2,000 years later still having these type of arguments about 4,000 years ago about it ain't even been history. It's about you using this as a context of whatever happened then is happening now. Use your fucking mind, bitch. So Tetris, like, and all that shit, it's a global witchcraft via game that they are that they're doing seriously behind closed doors while having you doing a programmed or indoctrinated way doing these same things. So your concept of this never become real, yet they own the image, energy, and the intellectual property, right? So they're the only ones who get the energy, right? You the one made their games rich. You the one made their Bibles rich and shit like that. It ain't like with these 5 pillars, you know how to organize your own religion and build it. Can't nobody even agree with you in your own denomination. It ain't like you can go build your own business. And if you use their resources to do it, they might give you a RICO charge. It ain't like you can build. It's like a tear you down to build you up and got y'all all rocked to sleep. It ain't like you can go build your own politics. They need your bitch ass to vote. It ain't like you can go build your own entertainment. They need you to go get signed to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you could go build your own entertainment. They need you to have a Greek ghostwriter, or a Kemet ghostwriter, or Egyptian ghostwriter. So you need to understand, or a Jesuit ghostwriter. So you need to understand what's going on. Where if you're not a true occultist, and even true occultists don't know this shit. I'm Uriel. They summon me to even know this shit. Y'all better motherfucker believe this shit. But other than that, if you not a true occultist, you don't understand it, to the point that even when you do try to practice it, you still might go get a different occult book. The Red Book, Carl Jung, Madame Blavatsky, Aleister Crowley, or Night Golden Dawn, Knights Templar, and shit like that, where they not doing nothing but taking this shit and just creating a different version of it in their way. Yet they're practicing, and you the only one making them rich. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Cain and Abel spell and shit like that. You don't understand how deep that go, but yet you pay a gas bill for your stove to be on for you to cook food on top of it. That's how deep it is. The only people getting rich is the people who names on these stoves and the people who created that concept, practicing the ritual spell of what it means of Cain and Abel. And I already got videos breaking that down. I'm not gonna get into that, but this is the deepest. That you don't need no waste no $1,000 on no occult book for somebody to teach you about no elements. You just need to know and have starter references. You know the light. Look in life. Life show you that that's correlated with fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, anytime you see water, look in life. You know that's correlated with connection. Air. Anytime you see air, you know that's correlated with travel, heavens, clouds, and shit like that. A light coming through the clouds. That's you creating a passion out of an idea you had. Every idea don't become a passion. Some ideas come and go. Some ideas you get and be like, damn, that's a light bulb. Another allegory to fire. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, you don't even need astrology or none of that shit. If you know how to read these texts in the right way and practice it for yourself, you a cold motherfucker. You a bad motherfucker. And that's what we here for. That's what I'm here for. That's what these deep lectures in private gonna be about too. And watch they start trying to sell Bibles again. Watch Bibles don't be free no more. I don't even think they is free to this day. But like there's certain places like sometimes it do be free. Watch how deep we start changing the world. They go the very thing they thought we got practice witchcraft on ourselves, but we more aware now. They about to start trying to sell it. Watch. But when you know how to use it the way they using it, now they create it, you a bad motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, here's the thing. And every scripture, every text, if you know how to look at it, once you do it yourself, you practice the way of life. Because some Jews did it first. And here's the thing. Even if they is flunked out, right? You don't have to get it practiced on you. You could do it for yourself. Because here's the thing. Look at them like examples. Motherfuckers been running the world for 2,000 years. So I don't give a fuck what something they doing is right. Teamwork makes the dream or something like that. So shit, I'm not saying what they believe in is right. I'm saying their practices and things of that nature. Motherfucker, you better take that shit for your goddamn self. Stop allowing them to win. Stop allowing them to win. So look at it like that. Don't look at it like whatever the fuck they look at it like. Shit, the shit that they doing got them running the world for 2,000 years. Shit, let me get with the program with life. It's a dog-eat-dog world, bitch. Real shit. Now, what they doing with their power is when we start to get into morality and what's bad or wrong and shit like that. You need to get into a position that you got enough power you can even fight. So you take one step and let God take another. That's what that's about. And it all starts with knowledge. Not no solutions to conscious flunked out ass community trying to make us think you could bail somebody out of jail 10,000 times. Don't mean they ain't about to go to jail tomorrow or use you as a crutch for the rest of their life. Because they ain't got no spark of imagination and change their mind themselves. You could change the mind of the females all they want, but if they still flunked out and unsupportive and shit and things of that nature, it don't matter what you do and how many of them you support in the communities and things of that nature. Motherfucker, as soon as you put yourself into the position that the same position that motherfuckers was around them was in, you'll realize why they're in the position that they're in. So before we even help any community, we need to help motherfuckers' mind. And how you help a person's mind, you put the gemstones out there, which we about to get into with Sonic and shit. You put the gemstones out there, right? And you gravitate your flock, that flock with you, the birds that flock with you. So you don't even got to worry about no community and things of that nature. Because when you put a certain gem out there, those who got similar gems or attracted to your gem will find you, and you will find them. So you ain't even have to waste your time on demons. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Because the motherfuckers that's around you must be into what you into. The motherfuckers you going around must be into, they must be into the shit you into. Other than that, you somewhere wasting your front that ass time with demons. And a lot of these motherfuckers look like your grandma. But yeah, also, like I said, so the concept of this, right, is it's an indoctrination and it's a program that we're doing, right? So your concept of this never becomes real. Because you think you're just playing a video game. You think you're just reading a book. So it's all in your mind and shit like that. While they're receiving the benefits, pardon me, of this energy, right? Based upon your attention, your thoughts and feelings you add to it. And if you a powerful spirit, you giving them all these creative thoughts and feelings of making they shit true. You're not imaginary and creative for yourself. For you to come down here as taking over entertainment, business, politics, religion, and education. You using all your powerful ass spirit to create how their God better. How these Jews still intellectually more superior than you and everybody else around you. And shit like why is you using your mind for that? Like, I don't get it. That's how you supposed to look at existence. Y'all, they got y'all really fucked up and how they still rule the world in so many ways that some of these ways hurt you because a lot of these things that you use make you gain structure in your life. And it helped you out because you just needed a mental crutch being a demon. But you need to understand, like, stop giving your power away. Stop. Just stop. You came up with that idea. Why you come up with a good creative idea piggybacking somebody else's pyramid scheme, adding on to some Jewish flunked out ass person and shit like that. So you could be looked at as a popular retard, a popular Roman retard then. That's basically all you do. You just end up being a popular Roman retard. And anytime these energies get outdated, especially with the transits in the sky, the shadow government can't even save you at that point. So your God that you created, that you was praising to, was really their God. It can't save you. It's being washed up under raptures and shit like that. Then you somewhere trying to figure out and cry why your religion no longer is getting pandered to, why you can't convince nobody, or why your business not working, or why you a celebrity and you in jail right now, or why you just got killed and you ain't alive to ask why you got killed, or some type of circumstance like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better chill down here. Like when shit change, and you really meet God. And God gonna show you everything you was lost in your mind is the reason why God don't know you. And reason why you thought it was only limited in that way. And you wasn't thinking you was wasting your mind on shit it wasn't made for. And it wasn't in the space of all possibilities. You thought it was only possible in that literature, that language, that Latin, that longitude, that Latin. Go to hell. Go to hell. Other than that, like I said, it's that shit like that made me mad. When I start talking like this shit can be mad. Let me be quiet. All right, but look, yeah, like I said,